Hello there everybody, this is Graham, I stand at Collector 75. Welcome to another Transformers review. This is another of my long overdue reviews that I should have done, oh my god, absolutely ages ago, along with the Autobot triple changes. These are of course the Decepticon triple changes, and are three of my probably all-time favourite figures, apart from one. I only ever had two of these as a kid, that was BLITZWING and Octane. Asteroid Train I never had. So we're going to start with Asteroid Train first, actually, because this is probably my least favourite figure of the bunch. I do have the black version. That was probably the first version. Probably not the first version I ever got, but definitely the newest, brand newest, because I got this one off eBay, actually. I think I might have had another one when I sold that, and then I got this one off eBay. I'm not realising that some geezer had painted in the wheels, but to be honest, it looks alright. So, you know, what can you do? Anyway, so this is his steam engine mode, even though he's got rocket launchers on the back. It's a bit strange looking. It doesn't really have too many moving wheels. It has these little wheels at the end here and that at the end. As it goes, obviously BLITZWING and this guy I believe were Diaclone figures. I'm not totally sure, or they came from a Microman line. I'm sure these are definitely pre-Transformers figures. Octane was made later. And that's why these two look slightly different and are a slightly different side to this guy. This guy's absolutely huge when you think about it. It's pretty cool. So anyway, so this is Asteroid Train in his steam engine mode. He did have another release, obviously, a black and white version in Japan, and then later they released him in the black and purple. I really wanted the animation colour from E-Hobby. That was one of the first ones. I was always getting E-Hobby up till then, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave it. I don't really want that. Well, I do want it, but I'm not going to pay its brand new price of about £40, because I usually see them cheaper, give it or take a month or two. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to leave it and try and get it cheaper. And then guess what, that one becomes one of the most hottest ones now, and trying to get it now, it's about fucking £100. I just think, fuck. For fuck's sake. Anyway, so Asteroid Train, an okay looking steam engine. We're going to take him now to his alt mode of a space shuttle, and was usually in the cartoon even. The Decepticon's main mode of transport. So anyway, so we're going to turn this fellow over, and then we're halfway there. Flip out these little wings here. They do flip out. I'm hoping I'm doing this in the right bloody order. These flip down. Like that, open these out, these, like I say, there you go, I should just sort of click into place, there we go, I thought I was doing something wrong. Flip these little wheels just around there, they're a little bit loose on this one, and we just rotate them down. Oh, I probably should have done that before these actually. Or something, I don't know what I've bloody done it, but anyway, you're supposed to rotate these down. I'm not quite sure why this doesn't want to go quite how it should. One is a little bit funny, and anyway, so these then, that's it, they do end up looking like that. There we go. Right, so next, what we do next is we move this. Oh dear, I'm not doing this too well, am I? I think we actually have to undo that, and then move that, and clip it back up, which is a bit strange. This then becomes the tail section, and forms up there. Then we open up his feet, like that, and then we've got to try and rotate this whole nose cone section out, but you've got to be careful how you do it, because it's on us. Fuck me. Do you know what? This is why I don't like this figure. You've got to be careful how you do it, because you can end up bending certain parts, which is what I used to do on my old Astro Train, which is why I sold it. I managed to bend them all back before I sold it. The guy never noticed, so there was no complaints there. My one is a little bit loose. I'm not that bothered about it, to be honest. And anyway, so this is Asteroid Train in his space shuttle mode, and it's okay, it's not bad. It has its faults, main reason being these two little end pieces of the wings here can be a little loose. And this bit right above the shuttle there, that can be a little bit annoying. But other than that, it's okay. It's very fragile. It feels very fragile in your hand. Overall, not that keen on it. I remember I nearly got this guy as a kid, but I didn't have the money. Right, so then we're going to take this guy to his robot mode, which is quite simple. We then put this away. I can't remember how we do it now. So I mean, this is why I don't like this figure so much. You just start moving bits all around. It's on a sliding joint as well as a rotational joint. Put that in there, close them back up. And then you've got to pull out the legs. You've got to split them somehow. Can't remember how. There we go. And then just pull them down. Then we leave the wings there. This whole back section just rotates back round onto his back. Then you can do two things with this tail section. Again, it's on a sliding joint, so providing you can get it to move. God, fuck me, this one don't want to move, does it? God, Jesus. So anyway, providing you can get it to move, you can either flip it back into his body, pretty much like it was already, or you can open it out and then sort of like leave it there. That's how the instructions tell you to have it anyway, so that's how we're going to have it. Then we just pull out these flimsy little arms. These are actually on ball joints, which is probably one of the earliest uses of ball joints. I'm surprised I never used it more. They do feel very, very fragile. I can't remember if you're supposed to extend the arms. They feel like they want to extend, but probably not. I'm going to leave them in just in case I'm not supposed to extend them. So he's got these very tiny little arms and a tiny little head, but he does have a long gun. I can't remember if this is the gun where I had to melt it back in. It was bent and I had to melt it somehow back into position, but I don't think so. That might have been the one I sold actually, and the guy never noticed. Hope he's not watching. Anyway, so that is Asteroid Train. He's very fragile, which is a shame. He doesn't look too bad. I did like the classics version of this guy, but he's alright. It could have been better. I like the wings. They always end up like that. Pretty cool. Pretty much like the original Seeker jets. Right, so we're going to move on to next. This guy. This is BLITZWING. That is the only one. All these pretty much I like in roughly the same order. I did have this one as a kid. I don't think this is my original one. I think this actually could be my original one. I think it is actually. And I don't know if anybody remembers when there was a big thing on the news. Actually, as you can see, it is because he's got some stickers here. I really should repro label this guy up. But I think I got the not the Hasbro, probably the Takara reissue, so I'm not bothered about that. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody remembers the news thing that was on at the time of all the... there were some Transformers that you imported from Spain or Italy or something, and they had lead in the paint that was used for some reason. I don't know why, but apparently then they were all sort of taken off the shelves and everything like that. This is one of those, I believe, because it was a foreign one I found in a newsagent that's right next near my house. So anyway, so don't give this one to a kid. Anyway, but I don't know whatever happened about that. I remember it being on the news and then everyone forgot about it. So, and as far as I know, they're all made in the same place but then distributed differently. So who knows? Anyway, this is his tank mode, which is not a bad tank mode. The only thing that will give it away that it's got another mode is you can see the cockpit there from his plane mode. Other than that, it is pretty good. It has little wheels just under there. The turret does rotate like that. There is a e-hobby version of this in his Diaclone colours, which I do have, which one day I'll probably show off if anyone's interested in seeing it. I do have a knockoff version of this one, which is oversized as well. I know someone keeps asking me to review that one, and I will get around to it sometime, I promise. Right, so that is it for his tank mode. Looks pretty cool. I do like tank formers, so that's why I do like this guy. Anyway, right, so you've got to be careful with this barrel as well, because if you rotate it a few times, it easily comes off. You can put it back on, but it just can be a bit annoying. Right, to transform this guy into his plane mode, it's quite easy. You close up the barrel, rotate that all the way around to the back, like that. As you can see, these two little tabs here are going to become his landing gear, which is a little strange. We open up these tabs here. Oh yeah, before we do, we've got to rotate these around, and you've got a little tab just there. This is going to become his back wings. And at the same time, you can flip that down. So we open up that, and then just rotate it slightly. Just push on that, and that's going to become the back wing. And then rotate that down and around, and that just flips into place. Once you've got it all lined up correctly, they'll just sit there like that. Alright, so once you've got those in position, you can close them back up. And then all it is a case of pushing around the cockpit. And there we have, oh no, almost forgot, you've got to push up the little tail fins there, and they click just nicely into position. You have some nice little metal landing gear just there. And there is BLITZWING in plane mode. As you can see, I snapped one of the little whatever you want to call those little bits of the end plastic there. It does have some missiles which will click in there, and these will fire out. There we go. I've only got one. I can't remember if it come in with more, but it don't matter. Like I said, I've got the Takara reissue, so I'm not too bothered about that. Let's take this guy very quickly to robot mode. It's quite simple, really. We just rotate these all out. We put these little wings away. Fold them up as they come around. Just do that. Fold them out like that. Come around to the back here. Rotate this barrel section up like that. Then pull out the legs. This can be a little problematic. There we go. Oh, it's just they're so bloody old. There we go. And that is almost it. Then we just come around here. Just got to use your fingernail, get into there, and pull out the little hands like so. You can do it anyway. There we go, and that is Blitzwing in robot mode. Now he has the holes on the inside of his hands, one to hold his little sword that he comes with. You've got to put the sword in the other hand, funnily enough. I'll show you why. It's because the gun he comes with only has the hole ready for one side. And that is Blitzwing in robot mode. Now, the only problem you're going to have is where these metal parts will eventually rub away on the plastic, and then he's a little bit front heavy, and eventually he'll just topple over all the time. You can fix it with a little bit of super glue or nail polish, whatever you want to use. The arms are a bit funny looking, like the way they are positioned, but he's a great looking little toy. I like the little head sculpt there. So that is Blitzwing. And we're going to put him over there. It will probably topple over by the time I get to the end of this review, actually. Let's move very quickly onto Octane, because I want to try and get this review done in about another 3 minutes and 42 seconds, because that's all I've got left on my battery life. Actually, no, that's all I've got left on this memory card. I want to try and get that done. So this is Octane and his tanker mode. Now, it's okay. This is the upgrade set of repro labels that I've got on the front here. It makes it look like it's more chromed out and everything like that. We've got labels on, we've got extra labels for the extra windows on the cab section, and it looks right. Now then, the only problem I have with this is these arms. They're supposed to represent the fuel, I think, tanks or something like that that most tanker trucks have on the side, but they're just completely ridiculous, really. That is the only problem in this mode. If they could have found somewhere else for these arms to go, it would have been a hell of a lot better. As you can see, mine has got quite a lot of chrome wear on this tanker section here, because it's all nice chrome. I was thinking of getting a new one. I know they knocked this guy off, but I can't be bothered, really. Right, to transform it, we're going to take this off. It does have quite a cool plane mode, actually. We're going to take that to it now. We open out these, and then just before we... Oh, bloody hell. Just before we do, I'm going to take this, which you have to leave to one side, and then it fits just nicely in there, closes up, and then rotate these little wings around to the side. That becomes the back tail section. Rotate the arms into the downwards position, then as that was there, just close that back up, get these wings, and just rotate these all the way to the back. And then with the arms, these then represent the thrusters of the plane, and then we just close his legs up, and that is Octane in plane mode and in his passenger plane mode, and it looks really good. I do like this. It's just a bit strange with the giant wheels under there. And you can see his hands, obviously. I mean, they could have done something where you could retract the hands. That would have been a lot better, but obviously you could tell that Hasbro just could not be bothered to spend the extra money out, which was a shame. It's the same with this bloody wheel. Kind of looks like one of the AWACS or something like that planes with that on. Could have done something with that. That would have been pretty cool. But, you know, that's just what Hasbro does these days. They just can't be bothered and leaves hands like that. If Takara had probably made this, they would have done that, much like the Super Optimus Prime or the Power Master Optimus Prime figure. The Japanese one has retractable hands, yet the American release didn't. But as a plane mode goes, this is actually big and it's good, and I had this when I was a kid. I loved it. Right, let's take this to robot mode. So again, I've probably gone for the wrong modes here. You've got to... Oh, why can't I never do this quickly? There we go. You rotate this back around. I'm going to come around here like this. I think this is actually the front this time. I'm going to split this. Put that down there. Rotate this back around. Then put this back up into his cab section like that, and that just clicks back into place. And then just rotate the arms all around. Got 59 seconds to do this in. That's brilliant. So there we have it. And then once you've got these in position, you can just angle the wings back if you want. Split the legs. Actually, no, I don't like doing that. That's how I like to have it. It does come with this pretty cool gun. Just put that in there like that. And then this tail section does become a nifty little shield if I can get it done in 40 seconds. Like that. And with that in there, you can just put that in there like that. And I never knew this until a few weeks ago, but this does fit. If you take that out, this does fit on his arm apparently, or some way it does fit on his arm. Can't really remember. It does fit on there. There we go. There's a little tab in there, and there's a little tab on his outside of his arm. That fits in there. I can't remember if that's in the instructions or not, but that is how we do it. Anyway, that is Octane. He's actually got a pretty cool robot mode. Nice little face here. Could have done with the eyes being painted in. But that is Octane. And 3 really good looking Decepticons. Like Octane, he's a lot bigger than the rest. Anyway, it's been Graham the Collector's 5, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.